was really amazing.
Come Alive Theatre Festival has actually been really awesome.
Enjoyment of telling the story. That's what this is about.
Well, I've been involved in museum theatre now since the 80s and said, wouldn't it be terrific if we could actually encourage more ACT schools to be involved in the museum's collection, to come in here, be inspired by an object or a character or an event, and then create a piece of theatre that reflected that particular story. Hence, the festival evolved and became known as Come Alive, which reflects, of course, where our stories live, which is the mantra of the museum.
We're all going to be used multiply.
After performing in the Come Alive Performing Arts Festival, I think we've all learnt a lot from it, not just about the people or objects that we're presenting the show about, but also about each other and putting on a show in general and how we can all work together and get a great show which we've put on together and in an effective way of telling the story, sticking to the facts and still having that emotional truth to it.
The benefits of being involved in the festival are huge. The most obvious one is it's a fabulous way of teaching play building to drama students because the story is already there, you don't have to make it up. But beyond that, it's also important for the students because they're dealing with real people and real people's lives, and they become much more responsible in their playmaking because of that. This year's festival was quite interesting because the object was a little bit out of left field. It was the Sutherland safety cycle. But the interesting thing about it was they learnt about a period in history that they were really quite unfamiliar with. And it was only through the research into the bicycle and the effect it had had on Australian society that they came to learn about what people wore at the turn of the century, how they spoke, what was in the newspapers, all those kinds of things which they had very little idea about before they began their research.
I think that performing in the Come Alive Theatre Festival has really helped us understand more about the culture of Australia. It's helped my understanding of the collection of the Museum of Australia's pieces because it's given you more stories behind the objects, not just the objects themselves. If you're thinking of doing it, I suggest you do it. It's great, it's good fun, you learn heaps. You should just do it.
Yeah, it's a really enjoyable experience and it was really good fun.
Yeah.
I think this festival provides superb opportunities for students to not only investigate the object and the character in the event, but through that to understand much more about their country, their background, their culture, and in fact the humanity that makes up our nation. It also offers them a fantastic opportunity to learn something that is very different, very new, and hopefully very exciting for them.